What is your favorite Nicolas Cage film and why? My favorite Nicolas Cage film is Pig. I thought it was like a folk song. I thought it was like a haiku. I felt that in that movie I had become seasoned and I had entered the room.
What's the hardest role you've ever done?
The hardest role I've ever done would be the one that I'm talking about, massive talent, to play yourself or some version of so-called Nic Cage in a comedy was a bit of a high wire act for me. What car does Nicolas Cage drive in Gone in 60 Seconds? In that movie, I was driving a Shelby GT500 from the 60s. It's a famous car by the name of Eleanor now.
And did you do your own stunts in that? How was the drive?
I did do my own stunts in that. I did go to high performance driving school and I was working with Johnny Martin on that, and we were doing the 360s and the donuts and the whole kit and caboodle. What does Nicolas Cage want to be called? You can just call me Nick or Nicholas or Nicky, you know. What is Nicolas Cage's dream role? I'm gonna add an apostrophe S. My dream role? I like the idea of playing Captain Nemo from Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I love the ocean, he loved the ocean. What did Nicolas Cage steal in National Treasure? As Ben Gates, I stole the Declaration of Independence. Imagine that. Kaboom. Why did Nicolas Cage change his name? I changed my name because I was doing a little movie called Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and I was still Nicholas Coppola, and people would not stop saying things like, I love the smell of Nicholas in the morning because of Apocalypse Now, and Robert Duvall saying, I love the smell of napalm in the morning, and it made it hard to work, and I decided, I don't need this. So I changed it to Cage. It's a combination of Luke Cage from Marvel Comics, it was a character I liked, also named Power Man, and John Cage, the avant-garde composer. Why does Nicolas Cage drink soda in Willy's Wonderland? Well, you probably know the answer to that better than I do. I think anything that you think as to why is a far better answer than anything I could offer you. That is your personal connection with the character in Willy's Wonderland and your personal connection with what's in the soda can. It can be whatever you want, and it will be right. Why is Nicolas Cage missing a tooth in Moonstruck? Well, I did a movie called Birdie. I still had baby teeth, and I had my teeth pulled so that the adult teeth could come in. When I did Moonstruck, I was still kind of a spring chicken, and the baby teeth still had not come in yet. So there's that. Ba-bam. Does Nicolas Cage find the pig? I can't answer that. The answer is actually in the movie, but you may have another answer for it that might be more appropriate for your version of the movie. Does Nicolas Cage know martial arts? I started practicing Wing Chun with Sifu Jim Lau when I was 12 years old because I wanted to be Bruce Lee. I've always been fascinated by the choreography, if you will, of martial arts, all martial arts, but I don't practice anymore. Did Nicolas Cage go upstairs at Graceland? That is not any of your business. Did Nicolas Cage buy a pyramid? That is not any of your business. Did Nicolas Cage win an Oscar for Leaving Las Vegas? I don't know, did I? How old were Nicolas Cage and Cher in Moonstruck? I don't really know. I think I was in my early 20s and I don't know how old Cher was. How did Nicolas Cage get a two-headed snake? Yeah, that was very strange. I had been having strange dreams about two-headed eagles, and this is a true story, somebody contacted my agency and said, oh, there's a person that found a two-headed snake in Norwalk the next day. Isn't that weird? How is Nicolas Cage related to Francis Ford Coppola? Well, he's my uncle. How is Nicolas Cage doing? I'm doing great. Is Nicolas Cage in Fast Times at Ridgemont High? About that much. I never lied about my age when I was auditioning for the part, but I was auditioning for Judge Reinhold's character, and he was great in the movie. He's a really good actor. They thought they couldn't work with me the hours they wanted because I was too young. They reduced me to Brad's Bud #2, and that's probably a good thing. Is Nicolas Cage a pilot? I am not a pilot. I wish I was a pilot, but I am not a pilot. Is Nicolas Cage a method actor? It depends upon the method. Is Nicolas Cage a genius? I could never answer that. You answer that. I don't know what I am. Is Nicolas Cage a nice guy? I hope so. I try to be. I aspire to be. Can Nicolas Cage, shall I guess what it is before I open it? Can Nicolas Cage sing? See? Telepathy. Sometimes I sing. I used to go in karaoke, and that's fun. I find it relaxing. But I wouldn't say I'm a professional singer by any stretch of the imagination. Can Nicolas Cage play the mandolin? Well, I did play the mandolin in Captain Corelli's Mandolin. However, that was like an immersion of learning these two songs, and I've subsequently forgotten entirely how to play the mandolin. Can Nicolas Cage speak Russian? I cannot speak Russian. Can Nicolas Cage swim? I can swim. I love swimming. Swimming is one of my favorite things to do. Yay, here we are, it's the final board. What is Nicolas Cage's next movie? Right now I'm currently working on a movie called Renfield, which is exciting. Nicholas Hoult plays Renfield, and I'm supporting him in the role of Dracula. Movie where Nicolas Cage sees the future was called Next. I also like that movie. I think that movie was pretty good. Will Nicolas Cage be in the MCU? I have no idea. How many Nicolas Cage movies have you seen? Well, I've seen them all because they're all my children, and I like to view them and then release them into the world. As you know, I'm not on any social media, so this is new for me, and I hope it was as enjoyable for you as it was for me, and thank you.